All right, Raider Nation, I'm back, and we're going to be talking today about two pieces of this defensive line that have really impressed in this offseason and the preseason games that they have both played in so far. I'm really excited about these guys because after losing Christian Wilkins and that whole fiasco of what was happening with him, we were in big doubt as to whether this defensive line would be able to be any kind of way dominant moving forward without him. And so far, Max Crosby obviously showed in the 49ers game that he is still Max Crosby, and Adam Butler showed that he is still Adam Butler. And we got both of those guys being very dominant on their side of the ball. But what about the other side of the defensive line? What are we going to do there? Is it going to be a Tyree Wilson lining up next to a Malcolm Koonce, or is it going to be somebody else? Well, after doing some research and studying a bunch of film, I got to tell you that I'm really impressed with two guys, one that we picked up in the free agency and another guy, well, actually, one guy that we picked up in a trade and another guy that we picked up in the draft. So let's get into that and more on today's episode of the Raider D Podcast. All right, Raiders and Raiderettes. Bro, I want to talk about the defensive line. Let's talk about first Earl Thomas Booker, a.k.a. Tommy Booker. Thomas Booker. Tommy Boy. The guy that came over from the Eagles championship team, and a guy who came from a defensive line that was stacked to the hilt with talent. Their depth over there on the defensive line was absolutely insane. And he is showing that he didn't get a lot of starts because of the fact that they were just so stacked over there. But he actually is a very, very good football player. First and foremost, he's only 26 years old, so the dude is still young. I understand that he only played 182 snaps last year, and so that basically shows that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience. But that being said, a lot of people are now saying, after watching him in practice and watching him get off in both preseason games, consistently being able to stop the run and being able to get some pressure on quarterbacks, this dude has pretty much all but earned himself a starting position, if not a rotational role on this team, or a rotational role, if not a starting role, either way. So let's get into a little bit about Thomas Booker. First of all, he came over from the Eagles. We know that despite limited NFL experience, 182 snaps. He has a very high motor, and he is very well known for his character. He is smart. He has high character player who plays with tremendous effort and relentless pursuit and hustle make him a valuable rotational piece. Now, this is according to NFL Draft Buzz. Technical foundation, despite being developmental, Booker demonstrates solid fundamentals, including good hand placement and strength at the point of attack and ability to maintain gap integrity, which has been a problem plaguing the Raiders for quite some time. Hopefully, he can be a solution there and we can stop those runs from gashing us. He does have a little bit of limitation when it comes to his pass rush. While showing flashes of being a pass rusher, Booker lacks refined technique and a diverse repertoire of moves. Okay, so he's a little bit raw in that regards, kind of like a Tyree Wilson, but unlike Tyree Wilson, he has a higher motor and he has a quicker get off, which gives him the ability to be able to be more effective. He is primarily a power rusher who needs to develop some more counter and hand fighting skills. So it's not all peaches and cream. It's not all roses with this guy. He has some things that he needs to continue to work on. And I think that as he gets more of these reps with the team, especially as a starter out there, he's going to be able to pick these things up pretty quickly because he's already shown it in the preseason. He is a perfect fit for the Raiders, especially with the significant need that we have on the interior defensive line, which has been described as absolutely terrible given the weak depth at defensive tackle. He has a legitimate chance to make the 53-man roster, and I think that it's all but pretty much done. He will be a part of the 53-man roster, and I think that he will even be a starter. Now, before we get into the next guy, I do want to say thank you to Kevin Ross and Box House for being a big supporter of the Raiders, being a big supporter of this channel. Without them, we can't make this type of content for you guys. It is really, really difficult because Listen, to be honest, YouTube don't pay us crap. So we need sponsors like this. So please, if you need a box house, trust me, I would never bring a sponsor on that I do not believe in and have not done some type of business with in the past. I literally purchased my shipping container brand new from Kevin, from his sister company, which is Container Bros. Now, he is such a class act. I said immediately after doing business with him, bro, I've got to talk to you about my YouTube channel and whether or not you'd like to become a sponsor with it. He took a look at it, one look, and he was like, absolutely bet, I'm in. Let's go Raiders. So go ahead and give him a call. If you guys need a tiny house, if you need an ADU, if you need a mother-in-law suite in your backyard, he's got amazing products over there. They can deliver it anywhere in the country. And again, if you need a one-use 40-foot shipping container, they got those in stock as well, and they'd be happy to give them to you for a great deal, because he certainly hooked me up. In fact, he had the best price on a brand new 40-foot shipping container that I could find anywhere in the country. I mean, we were looking all over the place, and he literally had the best price by a lot. So go ahead and give him a call. Kevin is a class act dude. Absolutely love having him as a sponsor. Box House, thank you so much for being a sponsor of the channel. Now let's get into JJ Piggee, because JJ Piggee has been lighting it up lately, and a lot of people are talking about him. There's been a lot of videos out there showing what he can do. Raider Alex has done a great job on it, as well as some others showing what JJ can do. And I'm absolutely ecstatic about this kid. First and foremost, we drafted him at pick 180 in the 2025 NFL draft out of Ole Miss. JJ Piggee brings a unique background as a former tight end. So if you've been hearing about this JJ Piggee guy, you haven't no understanding of who he is. He was literally a tight end who is now converted over to defensive tackle for the Raiders. And it has just been a natural transition for him that is absolutely mind-boggling, because defensive tackle is a very difficult job. I mean, number 7 overall draft pick Tyree Wilson still hasn't been able to figure it out. And here you got a guy who was a tight end, and he's doing a better job. Just go back and watch the highlights of him during that San Francisco 49ers preseason game. His strength is he has an absolute explosive first step. He gets off that snap so quick that he is catching offensive guards and centers completely off guard. And he possesses because he possesses that exceptional quickness, he is constantly winning at the neutral battle zone, and he is showing dynamic penetration ability. His run defensive capability, his strength and power help him to gain control at the point of attack against single blocks. And he's solid against double teams as well. He showed that off in the 49ers game, where he's able to eat up 2 blocks and still get off. He can stun pulling guards and disrupt the gap schemes effectively. And this is what is going to really make him a very valuable player moving forward as a defensive tackle. And I'm telling you right now, the fact that he may not be a starter right away, but to have somebody of his caliber be able to come in and just naturally be a defensive tackle is really good for the depth chart of this team, because it's been a problem for the Raiders that after the starters, we have absolutely no depth on this defensive line. And so I'm just excited about it. He has a lot of versatility, perhaps the most uniquely Piggee serves as a short yardage offensive weapon in college, and he could do so in the NFL, right? I mean, this dude is a very big man and very strong, and to be able to move the way he does, listen, we could put him in there on some special packages like the Refrigerator Perry type of dude. He is absolutely nuts. He has 7 rushing touchdowns in 2024 for Ole Miss, converting first downs or touchdowns on 18 of his 21 carries. So this dude is going to move the rock if you need him to come out there on a special play. If it's short yardage or something like that, you throw him in there and hand the ball off to him, and you only need to get a yard. He's going to get that yard because he's just so big and powerful. But he does have some areas for development. Again, he is a tight end that is converted over to defensive tackle that we may use as a running back or a fullback at times. This means that he has limited snaps as a defensive tackle, which means he has a limited pass rush. So this is a limitation for him right now. Now, after watching the San Francisco 49ers game, I think that the Bleacher Report, who made this report on him, I think that they may need to rewrite this report, because I seen him getting after the quarterback left, right, and center. Now, the only reason why he wasn't able to rack up a bunch of sacks is because the 49ers play a zone offense and they're able to get off of that ball really, really fast. So it makes it difficult for anybody, a Max Crosby or a defensive tackle or Malcolm Coons, whoever. It's going to make them difficult to get a bunch of sacks on the 49ers, just the way that they play offense. But he was getting pressure. He was getting into the backfield, and consistently he was moving the line of scrimmage back 2 or 3 yards on almost every single down that he was in there. Now, he needs some technical refinement. He needs to work on his hand mechanics a little bit. His strike timing needs some significant work as he loses initial contact and struggles with inside hand placement from time to time. His consistency, his high motor and effort can be a little bit inconsistent according to Sports Illustrated. I don't know, man. Again, when I look back and I check out the every snap that he did against the 49ers, this dude was killing it with the high motor. So I'm not really sure why Sports Illustrated said this, but this is what they say. I just disagree with it. And so there you have it. It's a combined impact with these two guys is really important. Now, before I end this, I do want to say one thing, and that is completely off topic. If you hate Derek Carr, I just don't understand why you call yourself a Raiders fan. After you watch this video, you can have nothing but love and respect for this man. Disagree on his stats and being the all-time stats leader of the Raiders, all that, all you want, because he didn't win us a Super Bowl and didn't even win a playoff game. Fine. I got no problem with that. But as a human being and as a Raider Nation, Derek Carr will always have a special place in my heart, and he should have a special place in yours as well. Check this out.
I love Pete Carroll. I've always loved him. Always admired him from afar. His guys play super aggressive, super fast on defense. They're simple, but they play fast, and they fly around, and they run to the football. On offense, they're going to run the football, obviously, with their draft pick. Even though he's a Boise State Bronco, I'll look past that. He's a Raider now, so we're family. And, I think that part, running the football will hopefully alleviate some pressure for Geno, and Geno can go out there and do what he does and be accurate. He's a crazy accurate passer. I've always been a great big fan of his, always had a good relationship with him, so I'm rooting for Geno. Hope he breaks all my records. Hope he has the greatest career in time with the Raiders, because that's what you want, is you want to leave a legacy, and then you hope that someone else can come in and try and break it, try and top it, and that's what I'm rooting for him.
I'm sure the stadium won't keep you away for long this season.
No. I've already talked to Mr. Davis. We've already talked. He's already called me. He literally texted me as soon as I retired, "Love you, man." And so we were talking, and we're going to, after this tournament, obviously talk and figure out what that looks like and when that looks like. But I can't wait to get back to a Raider game and get down there on the sideline and see the fans again. That's my place. I love my time with the Saints. I love the people, love the fans and the organization. But I spent all my years, almost a decade with the Raiders, so I can't wait to get back.